When Jaxon Hale drove a sledgehammer through that wall with his bare hands, he was looking for answers. What he found was the father he spent 30 years hatting, for entirely the wrong reasons. Buried beneath a crumbling mansion no one had touched in decades was a vault, a fortune, and a secret so devastating it rewrote everything Jaxon believed about where he came from and who he truly was. Why does a man with money, power, and a son he clearly loved choose to vanish and become nothing? The answer was sealed behind 3 feet of concrete and 30 years of silence. And it was going to break Jaxon Hale wide open before it finally set him free. If this story moved you even a little, hit that like button, subscribe so you never miss a story, and drop a comment telling us where in the world you're listening from. Do you think Jaxon's father made the right choice, disappearing to protect his family? Or should he have stayed and faced the danger with them? The letter arrived on a Tuesday morning, slipped under the door of Jaxon Hale's Chicago penthouse by a courier who took one look at the man answering the door and decided eye contact wasn't necessary. Jaxon was 33, built in a way that didn't need to announce itself, it just existed, 6 feet of controlled power, the kind of presence that made rooms adjust without asking, platinum blonde hair, ice blue eyes, and the kind of stillness that meant he saw everything before reacting to anything. The envelope read, Aldridge & Sons, Savannah, Georgia. Inside, one name he hadn't heard in over 20 years. Elliot James Hale. His father. Dead. And somehow still leaving him something behind. A mansion. 17 acres. 30 days before demolition. Jaxon folded the letter, no emotion, just movement. We leave Thursday, he told Marcus. The house waited for him like it always knew he'd come. Rotting wood, cracked stone, windows boarded shut. But inside, it didn't feel abandoned. It felt preserved. Like someone had left it exactly this way on purpose. That's when Jaxon found the wall. Different shade. Different sound. He pressed his palm against it. And something in him already knew. The next morning he came back alone. No witnesses. Just him, a sledgehammer, and 30 years of anger behind every swing. The wall broke. Dust filled the air. And behind it, a staircase. Leading down. The vault was massive. Concrete walls, steel reinforcement, rows of files. In one entire wall covered in photographs. Jaxon stepped closer. His father. Young, alive, smiling. And beside him, his mother. Laughing in a way Jaxon had never seen. Then the photos changed. His mother alone, pregnant. Then him. Every year. Every stage. His father had watched everything. From a distance. For 30 years. Jaxon's hands didn't shake. They never had. Until now. The files told the truth. Elliot Hale wasn't a coward. He was a federal informant. He walked away to keep them alive. If he stayed, they died. So he became the villain. On purpose. The letters were worse. 30 of them. One for every year. All written to Jaxon's mother. None ever sent. I had to let you hate me, one read. Because if you didn't believe it, they wouldn't either. Jaxon sat there for hours. Reading. Understanding. Breaking. Then he opened the safe. $3 million in bonds. Property deeds. A future built in silence. In one small wooden horse. Hand carved. On the bottom. Before you were born, I already knew I would love you more than I could protect you from. That's when it hit him. His father hadn't abandoned him. He had protected him. At the cost of everything. Jaxon stepped outside. The sun hit different now. Warmer. Heavier. Real. Some men build walls to keep people out. Others build them to protect the people they love. Even if it means being hated forever. Jaxon went back inside. Sat at the table. And started reading every single letter. From the first. To the last. Because for the first time in 30 years. He wasn't reading about a stranger. He was finally meeting his father.